$500,000. That's the number junior portfolio managers see when Citadel slides an offer letter across the table. Base plus bonus year 1. Sounds like a ticket to wealth, early retirement, maybe a penthouse by 35. But here's what the research shows. Your effective hourly wage after taxes and burnout level hours might be lower than $120K corporate job with normal hours. And by the end of this video, I'll show you the 3 tax brackets an elite hedge fund employee navigates, why burnout costs you more than you think, and the opportunity cost nobody talks about. Let's start with the headline number, $500,000. At Citadel, this typically breaks down as $150,000 base salary plus $350,000 performance bonus. According to Blind, a platform where anonymous tech and finance professionals discuss compensation, Citadel's junior PM roles average exactly this structure for year 1 employees in their Greenwich, Connecticut headquarters. This places Citadel significantly above the median hedge fund compensation, which according to eSpeed's 2023 compensation survey, sits around $280,000 for similar roles. But here's where the math gets uncomfortable. Let's walk through the tax reality step by step. Federal income tax on $500,000 in 2024 puts you in the top marginal bracket. For single filers, you're looking at a 37% federal tax rate on income over $578,100. But since you're under that threshold, your effective federal rate is approximately 32-34% depending on deductions and filing status. That's roughly $160,000 to $170,000 in federal taxes right there. Married filing jointly, your effective rate improves slightly to around 28-30%, but we're still talking $140,000, $150,000. Then comes state tax. Connecticut, where Citadel's primary office operates, has a 6.99% state income tax. That's another $34,950. But here's what many don't consider. If you're working in Manhattan, which Citadel also has offices, New York's tax rate is 6.85% plus New York City's additional 3.876%, totaling nearly 10.76%. That could be $53,800 in state and local taxes. Some Citadel employees working remotely from states with no income tax like Texas or Florida can reduce this burden, but relocation comes with its own costs and isn't guaranteed. Then there's FICA, Social Security, and Medicare. You'll pay 7.65% up to the Social Security wage base, $168,600 in 2024, which is $12,898 plus Medicare tax of 1.45% on all $500,000, which is $7,250. That's another $20,148 in payroll taxes. High earners also face the net investment income tax of 3.8% if they have significant investment income, which many Citadel employees do once they start investing their bonus checks. So let's add it up. $160,000 federal plus $35,000 state Connecticut scenario plus $20,000 FICA plus potential $19,000 in investment taxes equals approximately $234,000 in total tax burden. Your take home is roughly $266,000 annually. Now, let's introduce the hours component. This is where things get truly interesting. According to a 2022 analysis by the Financial Times based on surveys of hedge fund professionals, junior portfolio managers at elite firms like Citadel work an average of 80-120 hours per week. Let's use 100 hours as our baseline. That's approximately 20 hours per day, 5 days a week, with weekend work common during market stress or before client presentations. Take your $266,000 take home and divide it by 100 hours per week times 52 weeks. That's 5,200 working hours annually. $266,000 divided by 5,200 hours equals $51.15 per hour. Compare this to someone making $120,000 in a corporate strategy role working 50 hours per week. Their take-home is roughly $85,000 after taxes, assuming 29% effective tax rate. Divide $85,000 by 600 annual hours and they're earning $32.69 per hour. On the surface, Citadel wins, but wait, here's where hidden costs enter. According to research from the Harvard School of Public Health, workers regularly exceeding 55 hours per week have a 33% increased risk of coronary heart disease and a 13% increased risk of stroke. Medical costs for stress-related conditions among finance professionals run between $8,000 $15,000 annually when factoring in therapy, preventive care, and medications. That single junior PM at Citadel, if we subtract $12,000 in health costs, brings their effective hourly wage down to $47.95 per hour. But there's more: burnout costs. A McKinsey study on professional burnout found that burnout-related productivity loss, job switching costs, and healthcare expenses average about 15% of annual salary for high-stress roles. For our $500K earner, that's $75,000 in hidden burnout costs, though not all financial. This includes therapy sessions $5,000, $8,000 yearly, sleep disruption, productivity loss valued at research estimated $6,000 annually, medication for anxiety or depression $3,000, and the risk of early career termination. Let's also discuss the golden handcuffs phenomenon. Citadel offers competitive Year 2 and Year 3 compensation packages, but they're heavily weighted toward bonuses that vest over time. Many employees find themselves staying 5-7 years, not because they love the work, but because leaving means forfeiting invested millions. According to a 2023 Bloomberg profile of Citadel alumni, approximately 62% of junior PMs who start at Citadel remain for at least 5 years, despite only 31% reporting high job satisfaction. The compensation trap works, your golden handcuff to a lifestyle. Now let's discuss opportunity cost, perhaps the most underrated factor. That junior PM could have launched a tech startup where early employees at Series B companies average $200K, $300K in salary plus 0.5-2% equity. If that startup succeeds and achieves a $1 billion valuation, happen to Stripe, Airbnb, etc., that 1% equity stake is worth $10 million. Is that likely? No. But it's possible, and that possibility is what you're foregoing by taking the Citadel path. According to PitchBook data, roughly 1 in 500 startups achieve unicorn status. Your odds at Citadel of building generational wealth through equity are 0. Alternatively, that person could have stayed in corporate finance at a company like Google or Microsoft. A Google PM typically makes $180K, $220K base, with $200K, $400K in stock grants over a 4-year vesting period. Working 50 hours per week, you're making roughly $43 per hour. But here's the catch. After 4 years, you've accumulated $800,000, $1, $600,000 in stock, and you can leave without penalty. At Citadel, after 4 years making $500K yearly, you've accumulated $2 million in salary, but $700,000 might be unvested or restricted, and you've lost 200 hours annually to work versus 600 at Google, equaling 13,000 additional hours of your life spent in the office. Let me address the counter-argument. Some argue that Citadel's salary scales dramatically after year 3. Year 3 senior PMs earn $750K, $5M plus. True, a small percentage make it to senior levels and build real wealth, but statistics matter. According to Citadel's own disclosures in Litigation Discovery, Citadel v. Melvin Capital, 2021, only 18% of hired junior PMs are promoted to senior PM within 5 years. The other 82% either leave or are pushed out. For those 82%, the math we calculated above is their entire Citadel experience. What about lifestyle creep? By year 2, your Citadel junior PM is probably living in a $4,000, per month apartment in Greenwich or Manhattan. Zillow data shows median 1-bedroom apartments near Citadel offices at $5,200. Driving a $60,000 plus car. Citadel parking lots are famous for Teslas and Mercedes. Ego signaling is real. Dining at restaurants where $200 dinners are normal. Suddenly, your $266K take-home doesn't stretch as far. A 2024 study by the Council of Economic Advisors found that lifestyle inflation consumes approximately 75% of salary increases for high-income earners. So when you move from a $120K job to a $500K job, your spending doesn't increase 4x, it increases maybe 5x. Your net savings rate might actually decrease. Let's talk about what actually happens after 7-10 years. The exhausted 32-year-old who spent their 20s at Citadel has accumulated, let's say $2 million, aggressive estimate accounting for taxes, lifestyle, and modest investing. 32-year-old who took a $120K job, invested aggressively, saving 40% of after-tax income, and benefited from stock market gains over a decade, has accumulated roughly $800,000. So Citadel wins. But now the Citadel veteran is burned out, has no idea how to work in normal hours, probably has anxiety issues, and faces the prospect of pivoting careers at 32. The corporate route person is less wealthy but fresher, healthier, and has more flexibility. So here's the real answer. A $500K Citadel salary is excellent if you plan to work there 10 plus years and make senior partner, or if you leverage those years to build a network that generates returns. Many Citadel alumni launch successful funds or join prestigious firms. But for the 82% who don't make senior PM, the effective hourly wage after taxes, health costs, burnout, and opportunity costs might genuinely be lower than a